This week's episode is 71, Melody Time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of A Cartoon a Week. This time we're going to take a look at an animated anthology film by Walt Disney Productions. That's right. This is the first ever Disney anthology film. It was produced by Walt Disney and it was released in 1948. Let's get started. If you were asked to describe what Disney's Melody Time is, what would you say it's about? For me, when I think of this movie, I think of catchy tunes, amazing art direction, and stunningly beautiful sequences. However, if you were to ask any number of people what Melody Time is about, you'd probably get a lot of confused looks because Melody Time isn't one single story. Instead, it's more like a sampler platter, or if you prefer, a mixtape, if you know what I mean. And before we go any further, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more great cartoons. So instead of one story, Melody Time is made up of 7 magical musical tales, each separated by a brief glimpse of a minstrel who appears in the first sequence and then again after each of the other 6 segments. Each one of these vignettes bursts with color, rhythm, and imagination. In the first segment, we meet a cowboy riding across the Wild West with his guitar in hand. He plays some happy tunes while riding along, but quickly finds himself surrounded by outlaws who want his guitar. They challenge him to a musical duel where he must win them over with his playing, or they will take his guitar away. Using his 6th string, he does just that, turning the outlaws into his friends and backing them up as they sing and dance. The second segment is the story of a brave little tugboat that pulls barges down a river. One day, a storm appears, and the tugboat must use all of its might to keep itself and the barges from crashing into the rocks and sinking. The tugboat whistles out a tune, and the wind actually responds, helping the tugboat guide the barges safely to shore. The third segment features a young girl who wants to attend the annual Founders Day parade, but her mother is too busy baking to take her. So she runs off to join the parade herself, riding high atop a float. She dances as the parade goes by, enjoying herself until she accidentally drops her handkerchief. A young man riding on horseback behind her sees the girl dancing and is instantly smitten. He drops everything to help her retrieve her lost item, and she accepts his kindness with a kiss. The fourth segment is the story of a hen that lays golden eggs. When a farmer discovers this, he becomes greedy and wants more gold, so he chops the hen up into pieces in order to find more gold inside of it. But he doesn't find anything else and laments his foolishness as the bird flies away. The fifth segment is, without a doubt, my favorite part of the whole film. It's called The Dance of the Hours, and it takes place in a meadow. 3 good fairies are preparing for a ball that the animals are going to. They put some magic lotion on their hands and start doing the animals' makeup. While they're doing this, a flock of bluebirds come in and ask the fairies to do their makeup as well. They accept, but caution the bluebirds to stay still, warning them that if they move, their makeup will smear. As the bluebirds sit, the fairies finish their makeup, and the birds can't wait to admire themselves in the nearby lake. But as soon as they look, their makeup starts to run. And thus begins the most spectacular sequence in the film as the fairies try to fix the birds' makeup, but they just keep running off to the lake to look at themselves. We then cut to the animals who are getting ready for the ball as well, with a donkey wearing a top hat and walking with a cane. Finally, the bluebirds' makeup is finished, and they can't wait to show it off at the ball. They fly over and see the other animals dressed up and ready to dance. Everyone admires the bluebird's makeup, and the 3 fairies bow in acknowledgement. Then we pan over to the donkey, who has been watching everything with an annoyed expression. He takes off his hat and throws it on the ground, revealing that he is really an ugly bluebird who was turned into a donkey as punishment for being vain. He throws off his disguise and tries to fly away, but his wings have been cut off. And as the other animals prepare to attack him, the fairies restore his wings and forgive him. All the animals and fairies then dance together in celebration. The sixth segment features a young boy who dreams of becoming a great trumpet player. He practices every day, but his father is annoyed by the sound of the instrument and tells his son that he is never going to be good. The boy runs away from home, embarrassed and dejected. Later, he meets a tramp who teaches him how to play the trumpet while balancing a ball on his nose. After a while, the boy gets pretty good and decides to go back home and surprise his father with a concert. He steps outside and blows his trumpet beautifully, but his father ignores him, pretending to be asleep. The boy keeps playing until his father comes out of his room and admits that he was pretending. He apologizes for being harsh and watches proudly as his son puts on a show for him and their neighbors. The seventh and final segment takes place in the South Seas, where two lovers glide across the water on skates, beneath a shimmering moonlit sky. Suddenly, a crab scuttles across their path, and in the scuffle that ensues, the girl loses her shoe. Her companion dives underwater to retrieve it, but a fish takes it away. He follows the fish to get it back, but she leads him on a merry chase through the coral reef. Finally, he catches up with her, and she gives him back his shoe. They continue skating under the moonlight until suddenly a shark appears and chases them around. Our hero stays calm, though, and begins to whistle a happy tune. The shark recognizes the tune and remembers that he used to be a happy fish before becoming a shark. The shark begins to lose his ferocious demeanor and regains his happy disposition. He joins the couple and they all skate away together. And that's all there is to the plot of MelodyTime. Now I haven't even mentioned yet that there are no words in this movie at all. There is no dialogue. The entire movie is guided by music, and that's why I said at the beginning of the video that this movie is like a mixtape. Everything is told through song and musical cues. Even the emotions and actions are conveyed through music alone. This gives the movie a universality that transcends language barriers. No matter who you are or what language you speak, you can understand this movie. Feelings sing louder than words, don't you think? I thought this was a wonderful experiment by Disney, and I'm surprised they didn't do more movies like this. It's nice to get away from the talking animals and singing trees once in a while and just experience something different. But as I said before, the true star of this movie is the music. The songs are catchy and memorable. You'll find yourself humming the tunes long after the movie is over. Plus, the soundtrack perfectly complements the gorgeous art direction and animation. This movie is a feast for both the eyes and the ears. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Like I said, it's unlike any other Disney movie that came before or after it. It truly embraces the power of music and shows that sometimes feelings sing louder than words. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. And while you wait for the next video, you can check out some of our other great cartoons. I'll see you next time.